This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Labor Day sale and get 35% off paints and stains August 22nd through September 4th. With prices starting at $31.84, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your interior or exterior, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store or shop the sale online. Delivery available on qualifying orders. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. The Conway Show, we have a fire burning in Long Beach. The Long Beach Fire Department is doing great work trying to extinguish this fire. But we turn to our specialist, guy who used to work for the LA County Fire Department, retired Captain Steve Kreeger. Steve Kreeger, welcome back to the pole. Is that what they say when you get back to the station?
Yeah. So ding dong with you, Tim.
Hey, ding dong with you. What's going on out there? Been able to take a look at it? What's burning and how bad is this?
I saw just a glimpse of it on TV, and then they switched to other news.
Woo.
But it looks like it's a bunch of black plastic, like PVC pipes that are in the field there with maybe some brush around it. And most plastics like that have petroleum products in them, so it's like burning a solid form of oil.
Right.
So it's burning pretty good, and it takes quite a bit of water to put something out like that. I don't know what their availability of water is in that area.
Is that a 1-alarm fire, 2-alarm, 3, 4, 5, 10-alarm?
It looks like it's a 1-alarm fire, maybe almost second alarm. But from what I'm seeing, is Long Beach Fire Department has 5 engines and a battalion chief on that. So they're going to get a surround on it. But it's probably getting water into that area is probably difficult because it doesn't look like there's any fire hydrants in that immediate area.
What's the difference between a 1-alarm, 2-alarm when it comes to equipment?
Well, first alarm, like on a residential fire, you'll usually get like 3 or 4 engine companies and a ladder truck, a battalion chief, and a paramedic unit. When you go to a second alarm, you pretty much double that amount. Now, when you get to commercial fire, you may get 4 or 5 engines and 2 ladder trucks. Same with like on a high rise or a low rise, like 3 or 4 stories, you'll get a couple of ladder trucks on it. But each alarm, you pretty much double what you got.
Wow.
On the first alarm.
And what's the high end of the alarm? 5-alarm?
They will go sometimes up to a 5-alarm, and then beyond that, it's just some cities will call it greater alarm.
Okay.
Others they just stop at that major incident. And they just keep calling in more resources, and it's a logistical nightmare kind of because as you pull all those resources, the closest engines. Now you have a bunch of empty fire stations, so you have to have what's called move-ups.
Oh.
Well, they'll take engines from further away and move them and, divide and conquer and fill in those empty stations.
Hey, Steve.
So-
Steve Kreeger is with us, retired fire captain with LA County. Do you think people are going to get be a little freaked out for the next 6 months, maybe year and a half, because of all the damage with the fires in early January?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are very well, which is not such a bad thing, because maybe people will clear their brush a little sooner, because this is the time of the year right now in May when you start clearing your brush and making sure that you have the proper clearance. But now people are going to do like what Dean Sharp's talked about, the home hardening, putting in the ember-proof vents, and maybe even if they're going to replace windows, do them with tempered glass windows that can take higher heat if they're in a brush. So maybe this is a wake-up call for people. There's already been a bunch of brush fires. In the last few days, there's been several out in the Chino Hills area and up in the Santa Clarita, Acton area. There's been some fires. Luckily, they've kept them fairly small, but it's already starting.
So, Steve, let me ask you a question. Does this fire in Long Beach, is it suitable or for an airdrop? And what makes a fire ready for or made for airdrops?
Well, it's probably not something for an airdrop. There's not like a lot of brush around it, and when you drop water from the air, it's very small, fine particles of water. Whereas when you're out there with a hose line, you're putting much heavy amounts of water on the fire, and that's maybe what it takes, a lot of water. And especially most engines now carry what's called Class A foam, which is basically like dishwashing detergent, which can get in there and soak in and stick to things much better. It reduces the surface tension of the water.
You remember in the old days, in old movies, they used to have 4 or 5 grown men, firefighters, manning one hose because of all the pressure. Was that done just for the movies, or does it take sometimes 2 or 3 guys to hold a hose like that?
On a big 2.5-inch hose line, it would take 2 or 3 guys.
Wow.
Now, what fire departments have done now, they've gone to nozzles that will operate at a lower pressure, so they're much easier to handle.
Okay.
Used to be you had to have 100 pounds of pressure at the nozzle.
Woo!
Now a lot of them are down to about 75 pounds of pressure at the nozzle, but you're still able to get the big hoses get 250 gallons per minute out of those bigger hoses.
Wow. Have you ever been on a fire where the hose got away and was doing one of those whirly birds and knocking people around?
No, I've never seen that on a fire, but I've seen that happen on the drill grounds. And in recruit training, they actually do that on purpose to teach you how to take care of a hose line that's like that, where you crawl down the hose until you get to the end of it.
Wow, that could kill somebody.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You have that much pressure, and the nozzle, it could knock you on the ground.
Wow. Buddy, I appreciate you coming on. It looks like they got a pretty good handle on this thing.
Yeah, Long Beach is well equipped. They're a top-notch fire department and do a really good job. And I'm sure that because there's nothing else right next to it, no homes next to it or buildings, they can maintain that without causing any other damage. But like I've always maintained, especially when you don't have any power lines or anything else, there's 3 main causes of fire: men, women, and children.
That's right. Okay. Buddy, I appreciate you coming on. Thanks, man.
Right. Take care.
All right. Steve Kreeger, LA County retired fire captain. And looks like they've got that fire whipped, or at least very close. All right. Tonight, the Dodgers take on the Athletics, the A's, I call them, at Dodger Stadium. First pitch is at 7 p.m., which is almost 49 minutes from right now. Listen to all the Dodger games on AM 570 LA Sports live from the Galpin Motors broadcast booth, and stream all Dodger games on HD on the iHeartRadio app. Keywords AM 570 LA Sports. All right, when we come back, Dean Sharp is going to be with us. But first, before we go to Dean Sharp, let me tell you that what we're up to with the trip, because we're all going to be taking a trip. Me and you. We're going on a vacation next year, and we have 647 people who've inquired about that trip. 648, because Joe Trama just kicked in an email. You can email me, and I will tell you where that trip's going to be. We're going to announce it here on May 30th. It's going to be great. I have all the details for you on May 30th. But if you email me, I might tell you on May 29th. You might get it the night before everybody else. And you want to feel special, because you are. So just email me, put in trip on the subject line, and then I'll send you the details even before we announce it on the air. The email is very simple: conwaytrip@gmail.com. Conway, Conway, trip, TRIP, at gmail.com. Joe Trama just emailed. So did Julie and Jim. You guys are on the list. We're up to 648 people. That's a lot. That's a lot. Maybe we'll all go. Maybe everybody on this list. We're all going. Huge trip. Huge ass trip. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, this portion of the show is being brought to you by Advanced Hair. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Make your appointment today at advancedhair.com. When we come back, Dean Sharp will be joining us. Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer. And he's great. We're going to finding the design style for your home.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
It is the Conway Show. Every single Thursday when he's around, he's available, and he's not working his ass off on homes. The House Whisperer, Dean Sharp, who's heard every Saturday on this station from 6 to 8 a.m. and every Sunday, 9 a.m. to noon, and he is with us. Dean, how you, bub?
I'm good. It was a very, very light Thursday. So
good.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, look, I know we're going to talk about designs and home designs. I'm going to try to list off the designs that I know, and obviously you know many more. But the homes that I know Craftsman. I know what that looks like.
Right.
Modern. Ranch is another popular one in the Valley. And then Cape Cod is another one.
Sure.
Tudor, and I wrote down Victorian, but I couldn't think of any others.
Well, those are the biggies. I mean, they're the biggies around here in Southern California. Do you know the design style as far as the architectural style that is actually other than California Craftsman, right? Other than bungalow style, which was designed here in California. The other one designed just, miles away from you and I, all around us here in the 1920s, that is distinctly L.A. Do you know what it is?
Is it Tudor?
No.
Farmhouse.
You're kind of close with the Tudor. Kind of close.
Well, let's see. Cape Cod. I know that's another popular one, but that couldn't have been designed here.
All right, I'm not going to torture you.
Okay.
It's Storybook.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's a good one.
Storybook. If you've ever been to LA and you've ever been around some of the older areas of LA, the area around Burbank, Studio City, and down into Hollywood and West Hollywood, those regions where the studios originally lived, right? You had workmen working on the studios who were thinking to themselves, you know what? We're building these amazing sets all day long. Why don't we just take this same idea and build some homes for ourselves that look the same way? Charlie Chaplin did it with United Artists at the very, very beginning of United Artists. He built entire neighborhoods off of Sawtelle and Santa Monica that are storybook houses for the studio workers. And storybook meaning they've got exceptionally steep roofs and they look like cottages, like things out of fairy tales, right? They've got all these little storybook elements. That is a uniquely 100% early Hollywood architectural style.
Okay.
Right here.
All right, two things. One, they often seem smaller than traditional houses, or am I right or wrong on that?
Oh, yeah, they totally are.
Okay.
They totally are.
There's a lot of them on Hollywood Way that are between, like Verdugo and Alameda. There's about 10 in a row there. They're all very small. But the other thing I was going to say, when you go to sell that, isn't that a much tougher putt?
It can be, because it's a very unique. I mean, it's a really unique niche. It's a niche.
Yeah.
It's a niche. And they're not all that bright inside too. That's the other thing. That's the other thing about Victorian homes and Tudor style homes. Victorian homes, especially, you look at them the outside and you're like, oh my gosh. And when we say Victorian, most people are thinking of Queen Anne Victorian. There are about 9 different styles of Victorian, but everybody thinks about the gingerbread Queen Anne Victorian. That's got all the fancy moldings on the outside. They look great from the street. But you get inside and you realize, wow, these rooms are kind of small and boxy, and there aren't many windows, and this is a dark house. And so it's one of the things that makes it tough selling an authentic Victorian or a storybook home. They're niche. They're very niche.
If I were to guess, the biggest, the most popular request you get, and I see them all the time, and they're absolutely stunning. They're beautiful. They have wraparound porches. I think that if I were to guess, the most popular style of people who want to build a home or renovate their home would be Craftsman. Is that true?
Here in California, Craftsman, I mean, it's definitely up there.
Okay.
It's definitely up there. The thing is, Craftsman is such a strong style. Not a lot of people are comfortable with all of the elements of Craftsman, but they do like the way it feels. And a lot of people don't understand why they like Craftsman so much. And do I have time to tell you?
Sure,
why?
absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of counterintuitive. We were just talking about Victorian homes, right?
Right. But, it must be, sorry to interrupt you, but it must be a very popular design because the Grand Disney Hotel is all Craftsman. I mean, they built an entire hotel in Craftsman.
Oh, it's fundamental to Southern California.
Right.
Fundamental. Okay. The Craftsman style bungalow, which, by the way, a true Craftsman home, by the way, not an arts and crafts bungalow, but a Craftsman home is literally an authentic Craftsman home came in a kit that you ordered out of Sears Roebuck catalog. You remember Craftsman?
That's great. That's right. Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. It's a Craftsman home that was actually copyrighted by Sears and Roebuck. And that is why, by the way, you see every major Craftsman classic home neighborhood is centered in Southern California around old railway stations. Pasadena, down in the Circle in Orange, everywhere there was a railway stop, this is where Craftsman homes and neighborhoods grew out because you ordered a kit and it came in on a flat car and you had your contractor pick it up at the train station, bring it to your lot and build the home.
That's beautiful. Man, that is such a great way to go. But, that's when my parents bought a lot out in Westlake, they were going to build a house when they had 6 kids. And then my dad realized it's a 2-hour drive every day to work. And he said, screw it. But when in the 60s and 70s, when you bought a piece of property and you were going to build a house, the whole family got involved. It was fun. It was great to go to see the progress and everything. Now building a home, it seems it comes with a lot of headaches.
Well, I think part of that is also because, we've lost in the last 2 or 3 generations, we've lost the translation of just even working with tools. I mean, it used to
I think
be
you're right.
thing.
Yeah.
Where everybody could get into it. It was kind of our version. I remember when I was a kid, that was still happening. And it was sort of our version of the Amish barn raising, where the whole neighborhood gets together. Everybody brings their toolbox and you just assume everybody's got some decent skill. Well, yeah, good chance finding that.
yeah, it falls apart at the end. But the one thing I hear a lot, and I especially hear it from women, and I guess I'm a woman because I'm involved. I like it too. But I love the idea, and we don't have one, and I always wanted one. I love the idea of a wraparound porch. I think it's, how much time I spent with my grandparents who had one, and all the, socialization that went on a wraparound porch is just spectacular.
Yeah, and you know what? They're fantastic. I can tell you, you know what? We probably have to go to a break, so I don't want to end up talking over it.
That's
but if you want, when we come back, I can explain to you why we don't have wraparound porches anymore.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Also,
and why we had them in the first place.
Okay. I'm very interested because we wanted to do it, and then we just didn't have the space and the time, and didn't want to soak a bunch of 30 or 40 grand into something that you use 3 times. It's like a pool. Everybody loves to have a pool, and then they realize they use it twice a year. And
it's got to be a cultural element that everybody shares as a culture, or it's not doing you any good.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
This is the Conway Show. Before we get back to Dean Sharp, we got to tell you there are 70 million people in this country right now who are in the path of a radical storm. In the Midwest, the Northeast, and the East Coast, all the way from Minnesota to the East Coast, 70 million people, radical storm. Thunder, lightning, possible tornadoes, heavy winds, heavy water, heavy flood. So if you're going back east, check with your airline to see if they're still going. They may not be going. All right, Dean Sharp is with us. Dean, last we left, we were talking about the wraparound porch. You're not a big fan?
Oh, I love them.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I love them. I love them. I wish it was still. I wish it was still the tradition. Okay, so number one, a real wraparound porch, the full house, right? That came from the South when there was no air conditioning in a humid state. And the idea is that you put shade on all those first-story windows so you can keep them open, and then the cool air comes in through the first-story windows. The hot air rises through the second floor, out those windows, and you cool the house. That's the original concept of the wraparound porch. The one you're talking about specifically, though, that had to do with craftsman homes. Every great craftsman home has a front porch, right? Facing the street, a beautiful covered front porch. And those, you just don't find them anymore. You don't find them after World War II, in fact. They're very rare. And why? Why is that? Well, life was very different, more so than we know before World War II. In the 1920s, by 1922, guess how many homes, American homes, had indoor plumbing?
Wait, what year?
1922.
I would say percent-wise, I would say 60%. 2%. Wow.
2% of American homes in the 20s, the early 20s, okay? Now, by the end of the 1930s, when the war rolled around, that had changed radically. So we were going through this plumbing explosion. But a craftsman home, craftsman neighborhoods were not designed with the thought that there was a lot of indoor plumbing going on, right? Also, what did we not have? We didn't have washing machines. We didn't have gas dryers, okay?
Right.
Also, by the time World War II rolled around, 40% of the fresh produce that was being consumed in the United States was being grown in backyard victory gardens. 40%. Okay, so add all of that up, and what you'll see is that prior to World War II, the backyard was really a utility space. You got a vegetable garden back there. You got clotheslines where everybody's underwear is drying. You got an outhouse back there. You got a storage shed back there. The backyard was not that beautiful oasis of retreat that we think of these days. So where was the most beautiful place to spend your time before the sun went down after dinner? The front porch, the front lawn. Okay. All the neighbors were on their front porch. All the kids are playing out in the lawn and in the street. And it was community and it was cultural. And that's why we were all looking at each other sitting on our front porches. But after the war, we had appliances, we had clothes dryers, we had indoor plumbing. And so the backyard became a place where we could get away from it all. And as a result, we stopped building front porches.
That's wild. I went back. I used to go to my grandparents' house in Sugar Falls, Ohio, which is just east of Cleveland. And I didn't realize this until I did some research recently. But my grandparents' house, that house was built before the Civil War.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't that unbelievable?
In the Midwest are that way.
I mean, it was built before Abraham Lincoln was president of the United States.
Yeah.
And it's still in great shape. They built homes back then to last, centuries.
They could, if you take care of them. They absolutely. Every single dilapidated abandoned house that you see being sold on, real estate sites across the nation, and you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, that place is haunted for sure.
Right.
But it's still standing.
Right.
And it's like 200 years old.
It's crazy. I imagine, when you took your trip to Europe recently, I don't know if you've ever been there before, but I couldn't get over how old some of those beautiful homes were, built, 400, 500, 600 years ago.
Yeah. And all of them still standing. That's just typical across Europe. We've been to Europe several times, and that's so. And by the way, that also is the reason why the Europeans are leading the world in modern decor. Because you know what? They've grown up in cities that are 500, 600, 700 years old. It's all around them. They don't want to change the outsides. But if you go into a typical like real estate listing for a flat in Rome or in London or someplace like that, you will find on the outside, it's a 350-year-old building. And you go inside and everything is just sleek and modern because they're like, listen, in here, we've had enough. We've had enough of the old stone and the cobble. We want a different life in here.
Real quickly, we only got about a minute here, but I heard that there is an actual color of paint called ceiling blue where you paint the ceiling of your porch. Is that true?
You know what? I don't know. You stumped me on that one. I'll have to go look that up.
And it has something to do with bugs. The bugs think that it's just a hole there, so they don't build any nests or webs or anything like that.
Oh, my gosh. All right. I'm going to look it up. And next Thursday when we get together, here, I'm going to drop this one in your ear.
Oh, good.
I want to talk about superwood.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Superwood.
All right.
A wood product now 20 times stronger than structural steel.
Really?
Really.
And it's a real wood?
It's real wood.
Oh, my God. You know, I know they've made some. My wife is from the Northwest where they do a lot of logging. And they used to have to plant trees. They used to plant, pine trees and redwood. And literally they would have to plant it and then come back 55 or 60 years later and cut them down to build homes and whatever you're going to build with them. But they've done so much great work with manipulating the actual the wood and cross referencing it and cross pollination and all that stuff that now that process instead of 60 years is down to almost 20, 25.
Yeah, it is. It's about 22 years on average now to go from sapling to the mill. And
That's
these
incredible.
are all happening. We're not really clear cutting old growth forests anymore. These are all happening on agricultural farms.
Yeah.
Like every Christmas tree in the world that gets cut down off of a farm.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Superwood. I'm intrigued. So I can't wait till next Thursday.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, man. All right, there he goes. Dean Sharp, the House Whisperer, every Saturday morning, 6 to 8 a.m. right here on KFI. And then also on Sunday, 9 a.m. until noon.
I like a good Mediterranean. That's kind of
the House?
Yeah, that's kind of my sort of style. Like that style.
I always loved the Craftsman, but I never had, I don't know, I guess the money or desire to, all my money's at the track.
Craftsman's an easy one because it's kind of like make it the way you want. I mean, they all have the variances of the different styles, but yeah.
I also like Spanish style with the, the tile roof.
Grew up around a lot of ranch. So, like you said, with the wraparound porches, especially in Maryland and Southern Maryland. Yeah, a lot of wraparound porches.
Yeah, the ranch was very popular out here, the single story ranch, very spread out. It was a cool style. All right, when we come back, I'll tell you about Angel City Football Club. They are hosting a really cool deal on Saturday. Come back and tell you about it.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
KFI AM 640's Conway Show. Angel City FC hosts Racing Louisville Yeah, the FC football club, Racing Louisville, probably named after the racetrack there. On Saturday, Saturday, May 24th at BMO Stadium. AANHPI Heritage Night. Yeah, get your tickets now at angelcity.com and listen to every game in HD on the iHeartRadio app. Keywords, Angel City FC. We have a major storm that's affecting 70 million people. And you probably know somebody that is in harm's way. This is a radical storm headed towards the Midwest and the East Coast.
Tonight, millions in the Midwest on alert for powerful storms.
Oh, my God.
East of Minneapolis, this massive twister spotted tearing up farmland near New Richmond, Wisconsin. Tornado sirens sounding in Minneapolis this afternoon. Our affiliate KSTP warning viewers of the danger.
This is the core metro now under a tornado warning, the most populous county that we have in Minnesota.
You can hear it in his voice. He's not BSing the people listening. They break into programming during the day and they tell you to hunker down. It's coming.
Warning, the most populous county that we have in Minnesota.
Storm chasers from the station out on the roads tracking the storms.
If there's going to be a tornado in this area, it'd be on the far left, kind of by where that building is.
60 million on alert. The same system spawning this landspout tornado near North Platte, Nebraska overnight. And it's all headed east. Parts of the East Coast still reeling from floods that had cars floating and flooded schools. And claimed the life of a 12-year-old boy.
There are tornado watches across the region, including right here in the Chicago area through the evening. Chicago officials taking no chances, delaying the start of tonight's Beyonce concert until it's safe.
Beyonce, delayed concert. Oh, boy. Oh, wow. Ooh-wee. All right, more on this weather here.
We've had multiple tornado reports west and east of Minneapolis, reports of debris on the ground, and that tornado watch will go until 10 o'clock for parts of Minnesota and into Wisconsin. It's also severe thunderstorm watch, parts of Missouri into Arkansas. Now, these storms move east overnight. They'll be near.
This is from Arkansas all the way up to Maine on the East Coast. In the Midwest, from St. Louis all the way up to Canada. This is a major, huge ass storm.
Now, these storms move east overnight. They'll be near Milwaukee and Chicago by about 8 o'clock. And storms may wake you up in parts of Louisville down to Nashville by morning. Another area over central Pennsylvania that'll be moving into the New York City area. Tomorrow, the severe threat from Texas to southern New Jersey. But the highest severe risk, a level 4 out of 5 from St. Louis to Evansville to Louisville. Strong destructive tornadoes, maybe even some baseball-sized hail. A dangerous afternoon and evening. Some of these storms move into the Northeast over the weekend.
Bellio, you're from Denver. You're familiar with these storms. You can feel them coming. The temperature drops sometimes 20 or 30 degrees in a half hour.
Yeah, quickly. Yeah, that's absolutely happened that it's turned that quickly.
Oh, it's unbelievable. I
actually text somebody that used to work here who's living in Chicago now, and I said, tornadoes, and she was like, it's 91 degrees out. And then like literally 5 minutes later, she's like, oh my gosh, the wind started picking up off her balcony.
Oh, I was in a Chicago hotel years and years ago, and I was watching TV and they said there's a storm coming. I'm like, I don't see anything. And then bang, it hit. And I could see the entire storm coming across Chicago. Yeah. And it was radical. I was driving cross country with my brother, Jake, and we stopped to get gas. And we saw a storm. We were in, I don't know, parts of Oklahoma or Nebraska. I don't remember where we were. And we saw a storm west of us. And the guy who runs the gas station said, which way are you fellas going? I said, we're going east. He said, well, you better get in the car and really move because this storm is coming. I said, I'll be going 70 miles an hour. I'll blow that storm away. And the guy looks at the other guy who works there. He goes, I don't think these guys are from around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
don't mess with that.
That storm caught us. That storm caught us.
What did you do?
I just kept hauling ass. Got up to 80, 85 miles an hour, trying to get the hell out of it. But it's radical. Speaking of Denver. Denver has had a problem with air traffic control.
What?
Yes. I think it's a 90-second blackout with hundreds or thousands of people in the air around Denver, Colorado.
Tonight, ABC News is learning about a new and alarming outage at an air traffic control center near Denver that left controllers unable to communicate with some planes for nearly 90 seconds. Woo! The FAA says 2 radio transmitters went down just before 2 p.m. Monday at a facility that handles planes flying above 18,000 feet in and around Colorado.
Wow, how dangerous. You know, they said, hey, can you land? And they go, unable.
Air traffic controllers quickly moving pilots to a backup radio channel.
Captain area on 120575. We're supposed to switch over to Denver 118.475.
What we have here really is radio failure that we've seen many times before. We're going to see it again until we change things around. But it was a very orderly procedure in terms of backing it up.
Okay, but you know what's going to happen is once they have a blackout there with the FAA and their computers, everybody who's working that shift while the blackout happened, they get 45 days off to deal with the stress of that. So we're going to have even less air traffic controllers because of what happened today in Denver. Mo Kelly joins us, and you got swingers on at 9:30?
Something like that.
I got that story wrong.
Well, not really, because politics, anything goes now. Nothing really matters. So if you're a swinger, why not? Run for the House of Representatives, run for state assembly. It doesn't matter.
You know, you and I were probably raised by really conservative religious people because both of us understood that shooting our parents in the head was a no-no.
Yeah, it was frowned upon.
Yeah. But yet, these 2 idiots are going to get out of prison.
It looks that way.
And I couldn't get out of the car last night with you talking about it. You made such a great case for you don't care how they've acted in prison. They blew their parents away.
Yeah, you don't get a second chance at society sometimes.
Right.
There are certain things that you can do where you forfeit your right to live amongst the free.
Right. And we're not, ball busters. If a guy got caught buying a joint 10 years ago, you don't want him in prison for the rest of his life. But somebody goes and blows their mom and dad away, goes out and reloads and comes in and shoots their mom's face off.
And then lies about it as far as their alibi and goes on a shopping spree and whatever else they were doing.
That's exactly right. And those guys get all the attention.
Look,
it's upside down.
They may be better people today. I don't care.
Right. That's right.
It does not matter.
That's right. I like that opinion. I don't care. What's on the big show tonight?
Well, we have to talk about California's proposal to ban coyote killing. We got coyotes in my neighborhood all the time.
Too, yeah.
So I feel very strongly about, yes, please kill the coyotes.
That's right.
They're not serving any purpose other than killing people's animals and possibly attacking children.
There was a woman walking down our street. She was pushing a stroller, and I yelled to her, I go, hey, there's a coyote behind you. And she's like, you're always busting everybody's balls. And she turned around, and there was this big-ass coyote about 8 feet behind her.
In the daytime.
Yeah, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
They're not afraid of people because people have been feeding them. And I have 2 small dogs, and on our security cameras, you see the coyotes running around the house every night.
And they can jump those 6-foot fence.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
Buddy, I'll be listening tonight. I was at the Lowe's parking lot last night for your opening. I couldn't get out of the car.
Oh, thank you, brother.
It was great, buddy. All right, we're live on KFI. Mo Kelly next, right here on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.